The fourth thing, and this has also been a hot button issue on multiple sides of the political spectrum over the years, is same-sex marriage, specifically in the U.S. And so I had to look this up because I forgot how recent or not recent it was, but this comes from Wikipedia, and it says, quote, "In the United States, the availability of legally recognized same-sex marriage expanded from one state in 2004 to all 50 states in 2015 through various state and federal court rulings, state legislation, and direct popular votes," end quote. I actually thought it was a longer time ago. I didn't realize that gay marriage wasn't fully legalized in all 50 U.S. states until just 2015, only about 6 years ago at this point. That's surprising to me. I honestly thought it was more like 2007 or 2008, but there's a couple interesting points that I want to get to in this sub point, but the main part of how it ties into the government being a nanny state is this is where the libertarian in me comes out, but the government doesn't have the right to tell people to tell two consenting adults what they want to do with their lives. That includes their love life, things that happen in private. I wholeheartedly believe that it is not the government's job to legislate morality or to tell people what they can and cannot do, and probably at least one of the most blatant areas this applies, in my view, is in gay marriage and just the whole LGBT community in general. A human is a human, and people deserve to be treated with dignity and respect, no matter what type of sexual orientation they have. Now, I do want to say, as a Christian, my personal viewpoint on gay marriage and just LGBT lifestyles is very different. But as a libertarian, I fully recognize that it is not, like I said, it is not the government's job to tell people what to do. When it comes to religion and your personal spiritual views, you have to decide what are your spiritual views, what do you believe about whatever God or faith that you've chosen to follow. Again, this is the libertarian in me saying, like, people have free choice. As a Christian, I believe people have free choice too, to decide who they want to follow, what their lifestyle is going to look like, and the eternal ramifications of that. But like I've said before, on a human and governmental level, it is not the government's job to be God. That is a very dangerous idea, in fact. The government cannot be God, because that is saying that the government has replaced God, and that is obviously not the case, and I would never believe that to be the case. So the point is that people should be free to make the decisions that they want to make, and a lot of people can make a certain decision at one point in their life, and they go in a different direction later, and that can be positive or negative depending on the context, and also just the person's perception of like what's going on. So hopefully that's clear enough, but it's basically just identifying that the government can't tell people who to marry. It can't tell people who not to marry. It's something that personally, like, if you're a Christian like me and you believe that marriage is for a man and a woman, then by all means, that is the life that Christians have been called to, and that is the life that I would expect any Christian to live by. But that doesn't mean everybody's Christian, and that doesn't mean everybody's going to agree with Christianity, and that's fine. That is kind of the point of a free society, is that Christians aren't beating other people down with Christianity, and that other people aren't beating Christians down with secularism or whatever it may be. And I'm not trying to say that, I'm not trying to defend people who have done that. I think it's bad on both sides. People of either belief should just let people be, and that's kind of the point of libertarianism, is just live and let live. So it can get complex sometimes, but ultimately, by the government stepping out of people's individual moral, spiritual, and personal decisions, that is creating freedom, not limiting it. So that is all four of the points about how the government is a nanny state or just a nanny in general. I hope you enjoyed this episode. You can find us on the web at www.biggerheartsdeeperminds.com, and we post blog posts there regularly, as well as episode transcriptions and other news. If you want to join our email list, you can do so by sending a blank email to bhdm@bcast.email. All of our email subscribers receive merch discounts, upcoming news, episode notifications, all that good stuff. Again, that's bhdm@bcast.email. Just send a blank email to that address and you'll be automatically added. You can find us on social media and elsewhere on the web. We're on Facebook, Instagram, probably a couple others I'm forgetting, YouTube obviously. And yeah, really appreciate you checking out the show. Hope to see you in another episode in the future. Thanks.